Welcome back, full-time reaction to Motherwell 1, Celtic 2 here at Fir Park. I've got Kenny and Martin with me to go over it. Kenny, what did you make of that one tonight?
I mean, probably one of our flatter performances of the entire season. I don't really know why, because it's rare that we're flat. You would align it to the fact that we're at the end of our punishing 2-game-a-week schedule, but we normally can flying out the traps. We never at all. It was nice to get a goal after 15 minutes, but we didn't really deserve a goal at that point. I mean, Hatate just wasn't affecting the game at all in the number 10. What really surprised me today was the fullbacks were not coming inside at all in their normal fashion, particularly Greg Taylor. We're so reliant on Greg Taylor's inverted play to create things and help out Jota, and that was just devoid. I don't know, he seemed off the boil, Greg Taylor. And there just seemed to be this sense of flatness. So to go in 1-0 up, I think I felt a bit fortunate because Motherwell were pretty aggressive. And then you think at half-time, Andrew gave them a bit of a rocket. I saw Joe Hart trying to actually get them going for the back. He sensed it. He could see it. But it never came in the second half either. We really struggled to get in behind them. Brilliant goal for Daizen. I mean, we give him a lot of stick for being clumsy, but that was so efficient. That was so ruthless the way he finished that. But overall, look, it's another sign of our resilience, isn't it? And we get another 3 points and we protect that 7-point lead. But yeah, not scintillating stuff tonight.
I think it started the game, Martin. Motherwell were better the first 5 minutes. They had that chance. Starfelt gives it into Hatate. He's kind of waiting on it. Gets nicked off him. Van Veen goes round the keeper, hits the post. But we grew into it. And as Kenny says, you were just maybe waiting for the second half for us to really find a rhythm and go and kill the game. But didn't really happen until Maeda's goal. And then, of course, 2 minutes later, Motherwell get one back. And you've not got that comfort that you thought you had in the game.
I think that 1-goal margin always keeps you on edge. And I thought Motherwell were up for it tonight. I thought they were quite keen to do what we've been doing to teams, which is, when you're in possession or you've got a chance to get forward, they were trying to do that quickly throughout the game. Early in the game, as you say, first 5-10 minutes. I thought when we did start to go in the game in that first half, I thought a lot of it was coming through Jota. The other side there was very little happening, but it was, as Kenny says, not coming from the back, it was coming from the middle, ball out to Jota, and he was trying to get us forward, but there wasn't much at all. And get that second goal, and you think there's a wee chance we might get a late third and just finish the game strongly. Obviously with the offside goal in the second half as well, but not a convincing performance. But the most important thing tonight was the 3 points. We didn't score a lot tonight, but I think a big part of our success in the last few weeks, the last 6 games, has been an average of 4 goals per game in the last 6 games. We've had a really, really good spell in the league. It's probably not felt that good because in Europe it's been a tough slog, isn't it? And some decent performances, but some really heavy defeats. But a good run in the league, and tonight was all about getting 3 points and on to Saturday, and 3 points on Saturday.
Yeah, absolutely. Kenny, Starfelt's back in the team tonight. Where do you stand on the him versus Jens debate?
I mean, it's a good one because Jens looked really good when he first came in, but the reality is at this point, Jens has given away a lot of goals. I mean, he's been at the heart of a lot of big errors that have cost us goals. So I think on the strength of Starfelt's performance last season, he does deserve to come back in. And he looks comfortable with Vickers, there's no doubt. And he was pretty dominant in the air under pressure tonight, I thought. But again, his trademark errors were there. He gave the ball away early in the first half. Van Veen nearly scores. Yeah. Second half, he gives it away wide right, and they get in behind and shoot a score. And you can't carry 2 big errors every game from your centre backs. Vickers, I thought, was really good tonight. I don't know who was at fault with their goal. I mean,
poor goal to lose one. It just came for nothing.
You're at your most vulnerable when you score, right? But if you're a professional outfit, I don't know. That was embarrassing. But look, I think on balance he deserves a run in the team. Now we saw enough from Starfelt last season to be confident that with a run in the team he can deliver some good results for us. So a little bit mixed tonight, but I think he does deserve the jersey for a spell. Yeah,
Martin Kyogo gets the opening goal. Brilliant tenacity for O'Reilly to win it back because he tries to play wee pass, loses it, wins it back, squares it for Kyogo. I thought Kyogo was good tonight. He does really see the goal that gets disallowed. Brilliant hold-up play. Holds off the 2 defenders, plays a 1-2 with Maeda, plays a lovely ball for Jota. I've seen the still just on my phone here before we come on. I mean, it says it's offside, but it's really, really close, and obviously it's the top of the range camera angles in Scotland where the camera that's measuring this line is down the other end of the pitch, so it's really hard to tell, but I thought Kyogo was decent tonight.
I thought Kyogo was good. I think that's his 10th league goal tonight, and he scored 3 consecutive league games, which he did a little bit at the start of the year. I think he maybe got 3 consecutive, but there's been a wee barren spell for him, so I think the fact he's now got 3 consecutive goals will give him a lot of confidence, because a few of the fans are starting to lose faith in him and shouting for Giakoumakis to start. I must admit, I thought Giakoumakis would get a start tonight, but it's good that he's given each of them a wee chance to start in, and I thought he was lively tonight. I thought he was probably in that first half the one standout, and as you say, he gets his goal, and Overall, I think he's turned a corner. You know, he's got a real connection with the fans. He's popular in the team. He's hard working. So I just really delighted for him, because I was concerned his goals weren't coming. I don't think Europe helped him, because he wasn't getting his goals in Europe, and that was just, he was missing the chances. He was getting the chances, not taking them. But domestically, he's more than adequate. Let's put it that way. He's going to get us a good return.
I mean, his Japan mission might help us, because it looks like he's got the bit between his teeth. He really cares. I mean, he's beating the badge there when he scores. He's someone that really cares, so it's great to have him back.
I don't want to talk about VAR every full-time reaction, right? But I've come away again, and I've seen that tackle on Starfelt towards the end of the game there, and I don't even think it got checked, but it looked like an absolute stonewall red card. What have you made of the VAR so far, Kenny?
I don't like the fact that it takes the impulse out of a goal celebration. So I think all three of those goals, there was a check. The Motherwell one was a blatant check, but the Celtic ones were still getting checked. So you get the euphoria of the goal, and then you've got this panicky moment as to whether he's going to actually point. That's horrible. That just takes the whole spec. When you watch it in the Champions League, they've been using it for years. You can go through 90 minutes, they use it very well. You don't even know it's there. It sits in the background. It's subtle. It's not subtle here. It's causing real problems. You can forgive them a bit of teething issues, but yeah, I don't like it. Who would like it? Who wants to stand in the stands paying their money and try to second guess whether a goal's in the net or not? So they're going to need to get smoother at it.
Aye, I know everyone in the comments would want us to talk about that Starfelt one, but it was really hard to see in the game, Martin, live. Only seen it once, but it looked like a bad tackle. Kenny talks about Maeda, comes off the bench, lovely ball in behind for Turnbull. He does so well to control it first time at that speed and then finish it. And I thought he held the ball up really well in the corner, just an added time when we were just trying to kill the game and manage it to the full-time whistle. I thought he was good when he came on, Maeda.
I mean, there's three stages to that goal. The first touch, the control to get the first touch, excellent first touch. He's then got to hold the player off, and he did that beautifully, and I wasn't convinced he would. And then, of course, the finish, and I wasn't convinced with the finish either. He's one of those players where you think, probably not going to score here. So three parts of that goal, and all three parts
really
were executed to perfection. So again, really pleased for him. Really hard working player, similar to Kyogo, just no been converting the chances. But tonight he was good, and again, confidence player, but really resilient character. Really chuffed for him. Good goal.
You can tell he's got a good character. Kenny, we're still 7 points clear. That's the main thing. As you touched on with the fatigue, maybe this break will come at a nice time for us, because with the Champions League games being so condensed this season, that you can see there's a bit of fatigue in there. I thought O'Reilly at the end. O'Reilly's one-on-one with the keeper at the end, and it looks like he's got nothing in him. He just kind of gave it up, and he was still in possession of the ball. It was really strange. So I think you can tell.
Mention O'Reilly, because we've won every single league game since Callum McGregor got injured, and it was a huge concern. I was panicking when McGregor got injured, and if it wasn't for Matt O'Reilly, we wouldn't have done that. And Matt O'Reilly's not a defensive central midfielder. No. That tackle that he had for the first goal, he never had that in his game 6 weeks ago. His tackling has improved beyond measure in the last few weeks, just because he's shown that sort of accommodating side of his game to come in behind McGregor. So he deserves to be knackered, because he's played every game, almost every minute of every game. But he's been a real talisman, I think, in dragging us through these fixtures since McGregor got injured. And yeah, one last game to go. I'm glad it's at home to Ross County, because it sounds like, you know, if it was another tough away game, it might be one too many. We need to get a bit of freshness in the legs and some rest.
Yeah, absolutely. Martin, one big criticism of the players: they need to help Kyogo at the end. He's doing that celebration on his own, man. Nobody's even going to join him anymore. It's just him, and they're all just standing clapping.
I think that was it was done originally to give him a bit of confidence and to help the fans connect. Not that the fans needed that. The fans have always loved him, and you always love that hard-working player as well. And go back to when I was younger, players like Peter Grant, I know the most skillful players, but they gave their heart and soul. So I don't think the connection was ever lost, but it was to help him, wasn't it? But I watched them at the weekend as well, and it was the same thing. He's all at the Green Brigade, and the rest of the team are, miles away from away, and I'm like, come on, guys, get my hand.
It's a bit of novelty now, but I don't really know if it's the right thing.
Back to the O'Reilly thing, just briefly.
Yeah.
So the chance when he closed down the keeper, really impressed with that move, and how we never scored from that, I'll never know.
I know.
And the other calamity in the game was at the end. So 50 minutes extra time.
50 minutes, I heard him.
So it must have come up on the scoreboard the wrong way
5-0.
Rather than 0-5. And the guys just read it, and he said 50 minutes extra time. It was absolutely hilarious.
It felt like 50 minutes.
It did, and you're thinking, please no, eh?
Hey, you wouldn't have put that past Willie Collin 50 minutes out of time, would you?
You wouldn't. But the big thing for me tonight, did the maths earlier today, one defeat in 46 games now. That's what it is.
Wow.
It's incredible, and go way back to that Livingston game. And started the season 3 defeats and 3 victories, and he's now come with 1 defeat and very few draws. I mean, this season we are 93% win ratio, that doesn't happen very often,
Brilliant.
so he deserves the full team deserve full credit.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll be doing well if we can keep that up. That's it for full-time reaction here from Fir Park. Like this video, comment with your own thoughts on tonight's game below, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. We'll see you on Friday for the build-up to that game against Ross County. Thank you.